ClearPath-IP is a brushless servo motor, high-resolution optical encoder, and servo drive with a conformance-tested EtherNet IP network interface, all in one integrated IP53 or IP67 washdown-rated package. ClearPath-IP gives you all the benefits common to the ClearPath family, including exceptional servo motion control, the elimination of complex, failure-prone cables and separate drives, and a clean integrated solution designed for seamless use with popular PLCs like Rockwell's Allen Bradley line. Using any EtherNet IP PLC, you can coordinate dozens, even hundreds of ClearPath-IP servos. And because ClearPath-IP uses the same EtherNet IP network as many vision systems, HMIs, safety devices, pneumatics, and other third-party devices, it fits perfectly into industrial and factory floor automation. Despite all the advantages of conventional Ethernet IP, it has a nagging design limitation. Because of buffering, queuing, and routing delays, commands sent at the same time can arrive at different times. And these issues add up as networks grow. ClearPath-IP uses a special I/O hub running Teknic's IP Sync technology to overcome this limitation. With this innovative architecture, all ClearPath servos connected to the same hub stay synchronized to better than 200 nanoseconds. You get SIP motion performance at a small fraction of the price. And SIP motion network design is unforgiving. If your switches are not IEEE 1588 compliant, or your quality of service settings are not optimal, network jitter can increase and cause motion faults. All ClearPath-IP motors on a hub will stay in perfect sync regardless of network conditions. No more worries that a change to the network will affect synchronization and cause motion problems. These synchronizing hubs are small and inexpensive, $69 for a 2-axis model and $99 for a 4-axis version. They include a shared pool of 13 motion-specific 24-volt digital I/O that can be allocated as you desire across the connected motors. The inputs can be easily set as PNP, NPN, or switch contact closure with no external hardware needed. And the brake output has the power to directly actuate a brake without any need for extra circuitry. Motion drives often combine all of their logic level signals onto one high-density connector to save space and cost. But this forces you to create and source custom breakout boards to fan out wiring, manage shared grounds, and add basic diagnostics. With the I/O hub, each field device gets its own connector with dedicated power and ground, eliminating the majority of noise and ground loop issues and making wiring simple. And with an indicator LED on each point, debugging is much easier. Decreasing the number of nodes and the TCP and CIP connections on your network is another benefit of ClearPath-IP's unique hub-based architecture, alongside its performance and ease of use advantages. This is important because Ethernet IP PLCs have a limit to the number of nodes and connections allowed. Each conventional servo drive on your network will add an IP address, a TCP connection, and typically at least 2 SIP connections. If you hit the limit on any of these, you'll need a more expensive PLC. With ClearPath-IP, even 4 servos on one hub need only 1 IP address, 1 TCP connection, and 1 or 2 SIP connections, while still allowing you full independent control of each motor. If you're looking for a robust and flexible general-purpose I/O, there is an enhanced version of the I/O hub where the 13 I/O points are completely flexible, not dedicated to motion-related functions. Every GPIO point can be software configured to be an input or an output. Any input can be digital or analog. Any digital input can be set independently for PNP, NPN, or contact closure operation. Any analog input can be a potentiometer input, 0 to 10 volts, or 4 to 20 milliamps. 12 of the 13 outputs can be configured as digital, on-off, or PWM, and can operate electrically as open collector or push-pull. One output can be set up as analog, 0 to 10 volts, or 4 to 20 milliamps. The digital outputs have significant power and can source 750 milliamps continuously and 1 amp peak. With this power, you can directly drive DC fans, small motors, and coil-driven devices like relays, contactors, brakes, and solenoids. All outputs are protected against short circuits, overcurrent, and inductive kickback. The enhanced I/O hub also has a 10 MHz differential quadrature encoder input for applications needing encoder following or electronic gearing, among others. ClearView software makes I/O hub setup visual. You see the physical hub layout and can select any connector to easily configure its function. Color coding shows you how each point is assigned. For example, looking at the key, you can see that I/O6, outlined in orange, is an analog input. If you click a motor connector, you can see which points are assigned to it by the blue cross-hatching. You can see the motor I/O configuration at a glance and can easily change it without digging through parameter lists. And because each I/O point has its own connector on the hub, its own LED, and the on-screen layout matches your field wiring, setup and troubleshooting is easy. This industrial-grade EtherNet IP I/O hub gives you flexible, protected, easily wired digital and analog I/O for less than $20 per I/O point. It also includes a high-speed encoder interface and a built-in network switch so you can daisy-chain to other hubs or Ethernet IP devices of any type. And of course, the enhanced I/O hub has the same ability as the standard hubs to precisely synchronize up to 4 ClearPath-IP servos each. ClearPath-IP EDS files import directly into your PLC for true plug-and-play integration. And if you use Rockwell Automation's Allen Bradley Logix 5000 controllers, you'll benefit from our comprehensive motion AOIs, add-on instructions. ClearPath AOIs allow you to issue a single Allen Bradley type command like motion axis move, and the AOI handles everything. The AOI issues the move, confirms acceptance, monitors execution, handles interruptions or faults, and detects when the move has settled. You write less PLC code and get more consistent behavior with fewer bugs. Even if you're not using Allen Bradley Logix PLCs, you can still take advantage of the ClearPath AOIs. Teknic has documented the underlying logic in full detail, so you can easily recreate equivalent function blocks for virtually any PLC platform. There are 3 ClearPath-IP models to choose from, each one designed for a different class of applications. There are 2 position control models. The lower-cost IP-SK model targets stepper upgrades, and the power-dense IP-HP targets higher power axes. And if you're mainly trying to control motor velocity or torque, there's the highly affordable IPVC model, which optionally supports limited position control as well. Each model is available in a wide selection of frame size, torque, and power. The ClearPath IP-SK model is our stepper killer. This name started out as an inside joke, but it is a perfect drop-in upgrade for stepper motors, so we decided to keep the name. Compared to a stepper motor system, ClearPath is much quieter. It's a fully closed-loop servo system, meaning it won't stall or lose steps like a stepper, and it has 2 to 3 times the usable power. An easy-to-use auto-tuner optimizes ClearPath's performance. You don't need any servo control experience to get exceptional performance. Stepper motors produce their highest torque at low speeds. So we designed the SK model to have a similarly shaped torque speed curve while surpassing the maximum torque of a similar size stepper at all speeds. This allows you to drop in an SK servo without changing mechanical gearing. The torque speed advantage is even bigger than it looks. With ClearPath, you can use the full torque speed curve. Stepper motor curves must be derated by 33 to 50% for reliable operation. And while this curve has the shape of a stepper motor curve, don't be fooled. All ClearPath models deliver closed-loop, dynamic servo performance using advanced, field-oriented vector control. Best of all, on top of all of its servo and integration advantages, the ClearPath IP-SK servo motor, encoder, servo drive, and EtherNet IP network interface often costs less than a comparable power stepper motor paired with a non-integrated EtherNet IP drive. NEMA 23 ClearPath-IP SK integrated servo systems start at only $599 in single-piece quantities, and there are significant volume discounts. The ClearPath-IP HP has significantly more power than the IP SK model, 2 times the power per cubic inch of other servos, and 8 to 15 times the power of similar-sized stepper motors. Many OEMs choose the high-power IP-HP to replace non-integrated servo systems with a high-performance, fully integrated brushless servo to get reduced wiring, a more compact package, and a significant cost savings. Many OEMs are also upgrading their stepper systems to the high-power ClearPath IP-HP servos to get significantly improved machine speed and throughput, and gain all the other benefits of servo control for just a moderate price premium over stepper systems. NEMA 23 ClearPath IP-HP integrated servo systems start at only a little over $700 in single-piece quantities, and you can get significant volume discounts. Both positioning models offer full position, velocity, and torque control, along with advanced motion features like G-stop command sculpting, enabled by Teknic's patented anti-vibration technology. If you've ever struggled with machine vibration, even when using jerk-limited motion profiles, you'll appreciate the benefits of G-stop. For applications where you only need velocity or torque control, such as metering pumps, conveyors, winding systems, or wherever you would use a VFD and induction motor, the IPVC model is an excellent choice. NEMA 23 IPVC servos start at only $260, making this fully integrated EtherNet IP servo system extremely cost-effective. And if you need power, a 3 kilowatt servo system is only $899. For simple positioning applications like air cylinder replacements, diverters, and gates, IPVC servos are available with an option to make position moves between 2 user-defined locations. In software, you can easily change your stroke length, your speed, acceleration, and jerk limits. This gives you flexibility, along with faster, quieter, and more refined motion, among other benefits, compared to alternative solutions. All ClearPath series share the same exceptional servo control, but their features are optimized for different use cases. If you don't need the full programmatic flexibility of ClearPath-IP, ClearPath-MC has a very easy-to-use built-in motion controller that you control with simple I/O from your PLC or even with switches and buttons. ClearPath-SD integrated servos accept step and direction or AB quadrature signals and are a great drop-in upgrade for most stepper motors and non-integrated digital servos. The SD series also pairs well with Teknic's ClearCore controller for point-to-point motion, and with third-party CNC controllers that output step and direction, giving you closed-loop servo control. ClearPath-SC gives you flexible software control like ClearPath-IP, but in a C++ or C# development environment. Instead of a PLC, the main CPU is a Windows or Linux PC or single-board computer. Teknic's rich motion library, S-Foundation, simplifies programming. The ClearPath-SC network is primarily for motion control, so most I/O and other devices would sit on a separate network or be centralized, while ClearPath-IP networks can be very large and can be expanded with a wide variety of third-party EtherNet IP I/O and other EtherNet IP devices. An IP sync now gives you Ethernet network performance that rivals the fastest field bus options. ClearPath-EC has the same servo performance as ClearPath-IP, but it communicates over EtherCAT instead of Ethernet IP. And although IP Sync gives ClearPath-IP exceptional synchronization within small clusters of motors, ClearPath-EC gives you similar synchronization across dozens or hundreds of motors. That said, both EC and IP have more than enough performance for most machines, so you can usually just choose based on the field bus you prefer.